Welcome back to Law Talk Moments, a legal program designed to help make the complex simple and to promote the practice of law, which I unapologetically consider to be a noble profession. I'm attorney Rob Caprera, and I'm humbled to be your host again for this program. Today, we're continuing in our series on representing the elderly or incapacitated client, and our special focus will be on trying to find the sweet spot between an elderly person's autonomy and his security. I wouldn't suggest that this is a primary responsibility of an attorney, but the attorney must always be concerned with protecting and preserving the client's dignity and freedom and self-confidence and autonomy while not leaving the client at risk for their safety. If I haven't met the elderly client before, I'm slow and cautious to weigh into this situation. I'll leave this whole responsibility to the family. But if I've known the client for many years, and if I've additionally had the privilege of legally representing the client for many years, I guess I personally lean into this issue a little more aggressively than most. First, it is important to understand the elderly client's living conditions. Does he or she live alone? Is it a house that they own, or is it an apartment? Are they capable of caring for themselves, driving, shopping, cooking, cleaning, taking medications, personal hygiene? If I believe that the client is doing well enough in these areas, then I will lay back and I will not legally suggest means to restrict the client's freedom. The joy of living is linked to one's autonomy, and I will be very reluctant to take it away. I think this is good as a general rule. I might advise the client to put in place a durable power of attorney, and I might suggest a revocable trust if the facts warrant it, but I will likely shy away from more abruptive means such as creating joint bank accounts or looking into assets into irrevocable trusts. If, on the other hand, the elderly client shows signs of confusion or weakness or insecurity, then I will probably go way to the other end of the spectrum and make suggestions that will strongly protect the elderly person's safety and security, perhaps even at the cost of restricting the person's freedom and autonomy. We might suggest that the person hire home health workers or live-in companions, or in more acute situations, we might suggest that it's time to move in with the family or move to a continuing care retirement community. This is all to protect the elderly person. When they act independently, we encourage them to be fully independent. But when they show signs of neediness, then meaningful attention needs to be applied. Strangely, through the years, I have never felt comfortable in the middle ground, and my intuition in these matters has always served me well. The second concern involves medical care. If the elderly client presents with any active medical concerns, my position is that care for the client trumps client's autonomy. In other words, this is the time when we need to bring in a whole cast of characters to care for the elderly client, even if their freedom and autonomy now starts to get limited. If the family needs more help, then we discuss the need for doctors and medical providers, counselors, home care aides, or adult daycare, or live-ins. If the elderly client's medical condition is dire, I will make sure that the client puts into place a will, a durable power of attorney, a healthcare proxy, and maybe even joint bank accounts with family members to take care of financial matters. And that segues us into the last consideration, which is always the toughest: money. If the elderly person seems in control, I'll make very little comment about the client's finances. People in their lives work for security and autonomy and financial freedom. When they arrive in their latter years and they've earned their financial freedom, it's neither easy nor prudent to take that security from the client. There may be risks that the client will slip into inappropriate casualness with their money. But it's their money, and taking away their security and their independence is a more valuable matter than money alone. So what is the bottom line? That it is very difficult to counsel an elderly or incapacitated client when the client's autonomy and security are concerned. but it is vitally important in looking after the needs of an elderly or incapacitated client. This is one of the most challenging parts of my job, but it's also providing me the greatest satisfaction when the client can be helped well in this area. We need to be mindful and attentive to the people around us, and hopefully this program has given you a heads up to being alert to the next time you're involved with elderly or incapacitated people. Though the family is the main support structure for such a situation, always consider that an experienced attorney can be an enormous help to make these tough decisions in this tough time. Helping these clients is very important, and I found very little information to address this topic, so I'm enthused to continue in this series. If you have any questions or concerns related to this topic which you'd like us to consider, please submit your thoughts or questions to my website, capreralaw.com, and I'll try to respond timely. Let this program be your program for your benefit. As always, thank you for listening, and take care.